Disclaimer, I do not own any rights to any content, videos, research, music, unless it is of my own creation. Everything is for entertainment and commentary purposes. All information is of my own opinion or are alleged until factual evidence has been presented. Cue the music. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of All Things CC. Here's my take. I know it's been a minute. Your girl been going through some things, trying to get herself together. But I had to get on here and jump on this topic of discussion that has been trending like crazy. And we're going to talk about who it is on the discussion board. And then we're going to go ahead and get into this episode because, baby, listen. When the men tell their truth, all hell gonna break loose. Now let's get into this discussion board real quick. Okay, you guys, on the discussion board is no other than Christian Keys with his SA allegations. Y'all, this took everybody by storm, by surprise, because who would have thought that somebody such as Mr. Keys would have experienced or allegedly experienced these situations and finally decide to come out. So I'm going to just talk a little bit about what I feel, and then I'm going to get into his live that he did, and then I'm going to come back with final commentary after that video. But I feel like the chickens and all that is coming home to roost. The people that made their beds are finally about to lay in them. I feel like the industry is getting exposed at a very fast pace. But I also feel like because we are so focused on all these allegations and stuff, there is something in the background brewing that we do not know about. I don't know what it is, but y'all know that when it's a big story around something and everybody is dedicated and devoted to that story, is something going on behind scenes, whether it's politics, the government, or something else that is major happening that we do not know. But anywho, I seen a small snippet of Christian Keys video, and I'm not gonna lie, I need to see furthermore how this pans out. I'm not saying that I don't believe him. I'm not saying that I do believe him. But I feel like because he didn't really specifically drop names of who the perpetrators were, that it's kind of hard for me to pinpoint and say, oh, it was so-and-so. Oh, it was so-and-so. Because I just truly don't know. But a lot of people are speculating that it's Tyler Perry. However, if you listen to his words, because he really is speaking in code if you really pay attention to him. If you really listen to what he's saying, there are certain words that he used that could actually clear Tyler Perry. Okay? He also mentioned that Cassie, because she did what she did, he felt like she gave him the courage to speak up on his experiences. And when I tell y'all, Cassie done did a number. She done turned the whole industry upside down with her little lawsuit against Puffy Diddy Daddy Love Combs, okay? She gave people confidence to get out here and speak their truth. And it's not up to me to believe it or not. It's their truth. And it's really catching on like wildfire. But how often do we really hear of a man, a black, straight man, coming out and saying, this is what happened to me? We don't know what transpired back then for him to keep quiet. It's just like a lot of, SA victims that are women who wait to speak up on their experiences, because we don't know what type of threats or anything like that has transpired back then for them to feel like they could not come forward, And it's so easy for us who have never experienced such things to say, well, you should have opened your mouth sooner, and so on and so forth. I have to be more and show more empathy and understanding in these type of situations, because I've never been in a situation like this. So it's easy for me and everybody else to say, well, you should have came forward. I don't believe you because this, and that, and that. And a lot of people are spewing, oh, are you really a victim, or are you up for a money grab or what have you? And it's just like, that's everybody's comeback when somebody comes up with an allegation such as this. And I'm not gonna lie, it does put people in the position to feel like, your story is not true because you did wait so long. I mean, it is what it is. But at the same time, we have to learn how to show empathy and understanding on the reasons why they felt that they could not. Christian Keys was at the height of his career when he was working with, Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry really made him known, actually. I think he may have done a few little independent films before Tyler Perry. I'm not particularly sure, but he got his hit off of working with Tyler Perry and those things, and so on and so forth. So let's just hypothetically say that it is Tyler Perry. We don't know what Tyler Perry could have told him in order for him to feel like, I can't mess this up because I need to help take care of my family, or I have a child that I have to take care of. Like, some people be on their last leg and have to bite the bullet at that moment just so that they can get what they need to take care of their family. And some of those situations are not ideal situations to be in, but they got to do what they got to do. So this is just a big surprise to everybody, honestly, because who would have thought someone such as Christian Keys would have went through such a traumatic experience that it has bothered him for many, 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 many years. But I'm going to stop talking right now, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play his live, and then I'm going to come back with my final commentary.
Let me cut the TV down. It don't need to be this loud. What's going on, y'all? I want to talk to you about some stuff. And it's been on my heart, so I want to speak on it. All right. Good evening. Hope everybody's doing amazing. I've been speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience. What I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately. And I really, it's in my bone marrow to discuss that, because thankfully God built me the way that he built me, but I'm not sure, based on this person's claims and brags, that he's literally got, at the same time this person was sexually harassing me for years. He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. And clearly that's why it felt to him that it was okay to say these things. And I want to have these discussions. I want to be transparent with y'all about that. I've done my best to forgive this person, but it happens. It happens. It's not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. And that's why a lot of my posts over the last few years have been about taking the scenic route, taking the long way around, because if that means that you can carry your integrity with you, then, and it's 11:11. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for another opportunity to connect with you. Please forgive my sins, my shortcomings, my bad decisions, and my mistakes. Please continue to guide and protect us as only you can. Everybody that's watching, it's not a presentation. If I see 11:11, I try to have another conversation with God. So thank you, Heavenly Father. I appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen. That's interesting. But there are people that will and have and will continue to, unfortunately, offer these things. And some of them are your heroes. Some of them are people who you're like, oh yeah, such and such is amazing, and he does this and he does that. Yeah, but he also does this and that. At some point soon, it's gonna have to come out. I've kept one of these on me since 2005. Whether it's a keychain recorder or a pen, because most predators would check your phone. And once the sexual harassment started, I was like, well, I got to protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above. And the difference is, the wonderful thing about confidentiality agreements and non-disclosure agreements is that they can't prevent you from turning all of those things over to the police, because sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted sexual assault is a felony. And Tams, you literally just asked, why do we as black people have to deal with that? But sometimes it's our own people. Sometimes it's our own heroes. Sometimes it's the very people we deify. And we look up like, oh, they're doing so much. No, they're also doing this. And my only reservation about naming the people, there was directors along the way like, hey, you read for this, that, and the other. You want to come back up to the apartment? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You got my headshot, my resume, and I'm good. If I can handle that or not. I can kill that, but I don't need to come up to your apartment. We already had the audition. There's other people that I want to say everything, and my brother was like, nah, not yet. want to tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. I want to speak on it. And the good news is that they don't even have to believe me. Hopefully they would, but even if they don't, they can hear this person. Since sexual harassment started, I've carried many recorder devices on me, keychains, pens, thumb drives with a charged battery that get 6, 7, 8 hours, all the above. So I have the conversations. I really want to air that shit out because it bothers me when I'm alone at night. Like, man, the world is celebrating this person and they don't even know the shady and predatory way in which this person moves, and the way that, predators resent the prey that gets away. So when you don't say yes, when you don't say, okay, P, we don't play ball. That's my brother in there. And he knows the real deal. He knows the who. I'm good. Somebody said, you don't look okay. I'm okay. I have peace. I'm literally strategically planning my next 8 moves. I'm good. God got me because he was watching when I was offered these opportunities and I didn't say yes. I didn't sell my soul or my ass. Excuse my French, y'all. I know some of y'all, hopefully y'all have no kids around, but I didn't sell nothing for success. It's like, nah, that's not what I want. I ain't into that. I ain't into dudes. I got an only beard in the bed policy. Mine is the only beard in the bed. Yeah, we ain't doing none of that. I don't get out like that. And these people kept on for years. Sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted sexual assault is a felony. And where I'm at now is that in the middle of the night, I think about if I'm brave enough to name the person. I'll take a polygraph live. I'll do the paperwork for the car that was bought as an apology for offering me $100,000 to take my clothes off. And y'all can hear him. His voice is very distinctive. And I wanna empty. I'm tired of carrying this shit. There's a reason now why I fight more than ever when somebody wrongs me, and why I almost too aggressively speak up is because I wasn't brave enough to then, and I regret not being able to be strong enough, and I resent that part of me that wasn't strong enough to speak up about it. It's taking everything in me not to air out everything and put all the recordings online, put all the paperwork and the PDFs online. There's no reason that this person's company would be on the bill of sale for a vehicle unless it's right after the timestamped recording of him offering me $100,000 to take my clothes off. He said, I don't have to touch you. I just want to see you naked. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Like, I'm not into that. I don't fuck around like that. I don't do that. What the fuck? What? Leave. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get out. I thought you were my brother and my friend. And this definitely has nothing to do with my brother who's in here. Be clear. I thought this person was a brother type figure, a mentor type figure. But for you to continuously throw these opportunities, you know good and damn well, all it ever was you pretending to be a mentor trying to get some ass. That'll never happen. I don't bat for that team. Yeah, but I gotta get off of here and talk to my brother because I'm so fucking close to just airing everything out. I'm just dumping everything online in the morning. I'm tired, man. I'm not forgiving myself. I didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't brave enough back then because somebody said forgive yourself. KG, it's heavy on my heart, man, and I'm tired. And we around here deifying people that go out and do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna pay off this, and I'm gonna pay off that, and I'm gonna pay off that. But at the same time, these same people are predators. I'm not blaming myself for saying no. I'm not blaming myself for almost quitting acting. I'm just mad at me for not being brave enough to say something sooner. That's the only thing that I regret. I wish I'd have been brave enough. I'm him now. I know who I am. I know who God built me to be. And I'm not afraid of those consequences. My concern is that a lot of y'all are going to be like, man. And your immediate reaction is going to be like, oh, well, we got to protect our deity. We got to protect. It's going to have to happen. I'm interested to see which peers are mad at me because it may interfere with their work. But, yeah. You get a grown-ass man that knows that you're heterosexual and you're sleeping off Hennessy in his guest room because he says it's safe. Because I know I'm bent, so I'm after a big party. Won't say what type, won't say where. I'm asleep. I'm gone because I'm 4-5 Hennessy's deep and not short Hennessy's either. And this dude tries to climb into bed with you. So you spaz out, push him out, like what the fuck? Get ready to leave. He apologizes, blame it on the alcohol. And you try to forgive him. So you're like, all right, man. All right, I'm gone. You shake his hand on the way out, and he tries to grab your penis. He tries to shake and grab your equipment. And you spaz even more. Like, what the fuck you doing, man? What the fuck? Oh, my bad. So you go to leave, he tries to do it again. Now, at that point, my only regret is not breaking multiple bones in this person's face. Like beating the dog shit out of this person, right? Because that's available to me at all times. That inner grizzly bear is always available, but in the moment, I'm like, what the fuck? And word. But you got a guy that's a billionaire, and I got $3,000 in my bank account. Who they gonna believe? Right? I got that $3,000. That's my son's mom's rent for next month. Gotta make sure little man's taken care of. That's my rent, and that's a little bit for the gas tank, and the rest of it I can go to the dollar store and get some bread and bologna and hot dogs and mustard, and I can get by. Work was slow, and a lot of the work that was coming it had penis attached to it. I'm like, fuck that, man. That's not what I want. That's not what I'm about to do. I regret not speaking up then, not being brave enough to, and I regret not hurting this person. because I got a big heart. Mother had a big heart. Mother's heart was as big as Flint, Michigan. She was like a little yellow boy. You finna come and you gonna be a part of my family. And I always try to think about things, and not lash out, even though I wanted to. Even though I want to. I'm mad at me for not hitting him. I'm mad at me for not speaking up and saying something. Because between that year and now, how many young black actors have fell for that? How many of them, and you can hear him say it you can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him say that he has multiple guys on payroll, 6 figures a year, that pop up and they do whatever he wants and they go back home. So they pop in, they grab their ankles, they do whatever he wants. And I'm like, I'm not finna fucking do that. I'm not doing that. I don't want to make it that bad. I want to be able to shave in the fucking morning without any grief or any regret or any shame waiting for me in the mirror. There's a trauma that comes with being bullied and intimidated and sexually harassed like that. And the bad part is when the truth comes out, a lot of y'all in here are gonna be like, man, I don't believe it. And you can watch me on whatever news station. I'll take polygraphs live on TV. You can hear the recordings yourself. Person has a very distinctive voice when they offer me $100 grand to take my clothes off. Person has a very distinctive voice when they literally sexually assault me and try to grab my private parts, and I'm blocking their hand like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh, my bad. And tries to do it again. Some of these people are y'all heroes. Some of these people y'all have deified and set up on a stool or on a stoop. It's taking everything in me not to say. But I promise you this. I will promise you this. As an executive on the show, I'm grateful for this person for showing me how not to be. When you're the boss, how not to be. You don't sexually harass your employees. You don't pressure them, bully them, try to intimidate them into what you want. I am grateful for that lesson. I'm glad that God sat back, because not only was he watching to see if I was the person that he thought he had made, but he was letting me see who I am. And I'm grateful for it, because it let me know, and that gave me a lot of my bravery. I thank God that he just sat back and watched. It's going to be a conversation really soon. And it won't be a conversation or accusations. Again, I let the statute of limitations run out. It's never been about money. My concern is that this person is still doing it. Still a predator. And it's not okay. And I wish I was brave enough to speak up back then. I was worried that he would get in the way and try to interfere with my work and try to blackball me because he couldn't ball me. pun intended. It's going to be a conversation had real soon. The beauty of non-disclosure agreements is that even if you do sign them, you can't speak about certain things, but confidentiality agreements don't, after speaking with several attorneys, they do not prohibit you. They can't prevent you from going to police departments and reporting sexual harassment and giving them your receipts, giving them your recordings, giving them your PDFs. And they don't prevent you from reporting felonies. Sexual harassment is a felony. If you tell a person, if you tell a whole grown man, like, hey, I ain't into dudes, yeah, y'all shut the fuck up. Because it's fucking with me. It's bothering me. And it needs to happen. Y'all gonna be disappointed in who it is because y'all been fooled for years. But it's gonna have to happen. So, yeah, exactly. You said it. No means no. If I got multiple friends in the industry that are LGBTQ+. I've had drinks with a castmate and his boyfriend. I don't give a fuck who they sleeping with. I don't give a flying fuck at a Rolling Donut who these people are sleeping with. How do you treat me as a human being? That's what matters to me. That'll be the only thing that affects how I treat you. If you're respectful of my boundaries, then I can have a drink with you and your girlfriend or you and your boyfriend. I don't care. I don't have heaven to send you to when you leave here. That's God's job to judge you. But what we not gonna do, we're not gonna try to force. Nah, man. It's taking everything in me not to air that out. Everything. I've been carrying this with me for a decade and a half. More. I'm gonna get off of that subject. It's gonna be addressed, and it's gonna be addressed soon. And if anybody has a problem with me telling the truth about predators in this industry, then they are truly part of the problem. And I'll say that out front, so that way, when certain people who are worried about their work that are tied to this person or whatever, it's because they're selfish and they're worried about work. You can't treat people like that. And when I'm the boss, when I'm CEO, when I can make any TV show and film that I want, people are gonna be able to come work with me and know that they don't have to worry about bullshit. They don't have to worry about opportunities being tied to sexual favors. They don't have to worry about being sexually harassed and intimidated and bullied because they didn't acquiesce to the sexual harassment or the attempted sexual assault or any of that. They're gonna be able to show up and work and create amazing and great stuff without that. I was on a show, and if I had done what this actress did, just switching lanes, if I had done what she did, I'd never work again and I'd be in jail. She used to come up and pat me on the jump, like pat my penis, like, ooh, okay, I see that print. And I checked her, I grabbed her hand right away, checked her, like, what the fuck are you doing? That ain't okay, I'll do that shit, I'm going to jail. What are you doing? She did it again. grabbed her hand. I was like, stop, that shit ain't funny. We're preparing for a scene. She walks past, cups my equipment, and was like, oh, you got some girth. When I tell you, had that been a dude, I'd have punched them in a motherfucking mouth. If I behaved like this woman, this particular actress had done, in that moment, I'd be in jail, I'd be canceled, and I would never fucking work again. You don't get to walk past somebody and be like, oh, that's nice, and pat them on their fucking private. What I get to call my job is a blessing, and I love it, and I'm grateful to God about it. Nah, that absolutely wasn't Cheryl Pepsi Riley. Please don't do that. That's my heart. I love her to the moon and back. She's a consummate professional. It was another project. It was a TV and film project, and she felt entitled to do that bullshit. Now, had I said something and she was higher than me on the call sheet, they would have just wrote me out. I'd have died. I told you, Miguel. They'd have wrote my character out and killed them off or whatever. And you're like, okay, boom, this is a series regular. I'm 1, 2, 3 on the call sheet. But that's not okay. It's not okay. Y'all wonder why I stay in my fucking dressing room while we on set. Because it's bullshit out there. And it's people that don't appreciate and aren't there to honor the opportunity that we have. They're just doing whatever they want to, whatever they feel entitled to. Imagine a man walking past a woman tapping, saying, I see that print poking through. I'm going to jail that very day. But she can do it and continue to work in this industry. And if I report her to the female executives that were on that particular show, chill out, I'm venting. Of course I can't trust them. Stand there and be pretty. That's that bullshit that men told women for decades. So why the entire fuck is that okay for you to say that to me when I'm asking you the history of a particular scene so I can make it make sense to me honestly here, so that way when the words exit my spirit, it's honest. A few people calling me right now because they're probably seeing this and they're wondering if I'm actually going to tip the can over, and I want to. I fucking want to so bad. Because I'm tired of carrying it. I'm tired of carrying and having to deal with the bully and the harassment. Years. Not 1, not 2, not 3, more. Years of sexual harassment and attempted sexual assault. And I want to air that shit out so bad. I'm having a night, clearly. Pretty boys deserve the same respect as the block button. Go fuck yourself. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm 48. I'm not a pretty boy. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me now? Okay, some people can hear me. Can you? Good. Yeah, it's not, yeah. And if you know me, then you know I'm a grown man. Don't call me pretty boy. That's some bullshit. So, yeah, I needed to vent and get some of this out of my system because there's a vitriol that you carry when you deal with this. And there's a trauma that comes with it because you never know. Like, okay, is this meeting legit? Or is this some bullshit? Is this another one of those meetings where you meet with a black billionaire businessman, and while my manager is there, everything is everything. I got my Kinko's presentation with the plastic cover on it. I pay good money on this, good money. I'm running it down like you can invest in this, that, and the other. As soon as my manager leaves, he moves into a conference room. And I'm like, okay, it's a conference room. Nothing sketchy about this. Didn't realize that the doors on the side of the conference room right there led into his suite. So about 8 or 10 minutes, I'm nervous in my phone. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? Okay, you changing? You gotta use the bathroom. It's a number 2. Cool. He comes back in silk pajamas, silk robe, right as they're delivering strawberries and champagne like this is Pretty Woman or a fucking date. Now, I'm like, wait, whoa, this ain't that. I'm not him, and this ain't that. I'd love for you to invest in my company. He probably should have, because he would own a piece of All the Queen's Men. The books I've already sold, the 6 or 8 books I'm about to release, all of that. He would have had a piece of all of that monetarily, but he didn't. He was thinking with his dick. And yeah, he came back in, grabbed a strawberry, sat down, and I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. You got my presentation, I'm gone. He's like, are you sure? I said, yeah. Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure. He's like, are you sure? That second, are you sure, means if you don't stay and do what I want, you're not going to get what you're hoping for. Now, this particular guy is out here paying tuition for entire classes of HBCUs after this sketchy shit. I want to air him out too. I'm just tired of carrying this bullshit with me. I'm tired. There are wolves in the hen house. And yeah, it's disappointing because you're like, okay, well, I want to learn from this person, or I want to learn from this person, or maybe partner with this person over here because he's investing in black companies, not knowing that he's a predator. And this person who's supposed to be your mentor is the worst predator of all. It's got to come out at some point. So, you carry shit and it gets heavy. I'm gonna call my brother back. I'm so fucking close to tipping a glass over and just letting the marbles roll wherever they go because I'm tired of carrying it. And it would be easier to just file that police report, name that person for attempted sexual assault, name that person for sexual harassment for years, turn over the evidence, and then let the world hear him offer me $100,000 to take my clothes off. Thank God he made me the way I am. Because if you think that Diddy shit was crazy, you don't even know. I'm gonna get up on out of here. But this conversation is gonna happen. I'm gonna head down there. I've already been down to I stopped in the parking lot once, and the other time I made it into the lobby of the police station to file it. I had my computer with me and all the recordings. Like I said, when the sexual harassment started, I carried a keychain, I carried multiple pens. Sometimes they only lasted 3 or 4 hours. Sometimes you had to put like a AAA battery in them. But you can hear these offers from the person who made the offer. And I suggest that too. That's why I'm cautious too when people email my manager or my booking agent or whoever, like, hey, I want Christian to be my mentor. I'm afraid to mentor anybody. On set, if we're working on a project together, or you're working on a project I created, ask me what you want to ask me. But individually, separately, I'm afraid because of the bullshit that I had to deal with. And you got these predators still running around, still fucking over people, still screwing people over. And at some point soon, I'm gonna air this shit out. You just gotta ask yourself, are you ready? Because y'all deified some of these people. Y'all made them almost... I said what I have with recordings. You just said, don't say what you have with. I have all of it layered and stacked and proof. You're allowed to record yourself when you feel unsafe. I have all of it. I have all of the inappropriate moments and offers and bullshit. I'm not sorry. Don't say that. I'm with the shit. I'm tired of carrying it. I saw what they did to Terry Crews when he didn't say anything. And yeah, like that doesn't make it comfortable for you to be like, man, I really want to tell the truth about this because I'm sure this person is still out here doing the same thing. And if not, what has he done over the last 15 years? Excuse me, I usually sneeze. Sorry, I have allergies. I usually sneeze twice. What has this person done over the years with other people? When he's on recording talking about how he's got multiple guys on payroll for 6 figures a year to pop up and hold their ankles. This conversation is going to have to happen. And the drop off at the police station is going to have to happen. And y'all going to be disappointed. And that's the bad part. Because a lot of y'all going to be like, man, no, not him. Yeah, him. And I can be on the news taking a polygraph, which I will, gladly. And I'll pass every one. And some of y'all still won't believe it. Stop deifying these entertainers. We just human. And some of us are a little more human than others. And some of us actually give a fuck about the people that we work with, the people that we affect, the people that we have an opportunity to create an opportunity for. I love the fact that God let me create a show and there's 150 or 200 people working every single season. That lets me know I'm in my purpose. I don't love the fact that he sat back and let me go through that mess. But I appreciate the fact that he built me strong enough to pass on those opportunities to sell my soul or a body part. Take the scenic route. Take the long way around. I'm gonna have to air these recordings and this information out soon because I'm tired of carrying it, man. It's heavy, and I just want to create great shit and great opportunities, and I want beautiful people, women and men, to be able to show up on set and not feel like they got to do something to earn their spot. You're talented and you work hard. You already earned your spot. What I learned from the bullshit was walk away from anything that doesn't serve you or anything that's going to cost me my spirit and my soul. And it's not easy, but it's possible. It's doable. It's possible. Walk away. Godfrey, I appreciate you, brother, man. Most people who know me don't even know most of this shit. It's like 5 people on earth know the stuff that I dealt with. I told my mother, my grandmother, I told my oldest brother who's in here somewhere he's trying to make sure I don't jump off the side of the mountain and tell everything. I want to so fucking bad because I'm tired of carrying it. No, this too shall not pass. This person has done this for person after person after person. This too shall not pass. It needs to be addressed. So, it's a recording. I've kept on my way for 18 years. So, it's time. I'm tired. I'm tired of carrying it around. It feels like an additional, like 2 additional 45-pound plates that I don't need to carry. And I'm tired. So, I'm gonna call my brother, ease his mind, because I know he's worried I'm about to air it out over here. I was thinking and my spirit was uneasy, and I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Yeah. Some of your heroes, some of your very heroes are taking advantage of people. And I'm grateful to learn that lesson, because that way when I'm in a space to where I'm the boss and I'm making decisions and I'm an executive producer now on my show, I can go around and make sure that everybody gets a handshake, a dap, a fist bump, or a church hug, but nobody feels like I felt. I can make sure of that. And it's please and thank you. Yes, please. And thank you. It's all that. Everybody gets treated like the CEO. Being treated like somebody's goal of a piece of ass. Somebody pretending to be your friend, pretending to be a mentor or an older brother figure, when ultimately their goal was just some ass. That shows you how not to be when you're in charge. So, I'm grateful for those lessons learned. We're gonna continue this conversation, and we're gonna continue it soon. I'm tired of carrying this. And I know there's others. I feel bad for those dudes that actually said yes. I'll hit you, Miguel. I'll hit you after I hit my brother. I feel bad for them because they fell for the pressure. They fell for the opportunity. They're somewhere, working a low-end job, and somebody comes in with this money and they're like, okay, well, maybe just this once. I guarantee you there's a bunch of them that are going to come out. But I'm glad I didn't sell my soul or my ass. I deserve to be here. I earned it. I wrote it. I showed up on these shows and was professional and punctual and prepared and treated everybody there like the CEO. Yes, please. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Everything. Because I'm not as a facade. I'm grateful to be here. I love what I do. But when they poison the well with this bullshit, man. One of the biggest reasons I never wanted to say anything is because I didn't want to be the person that broke your heart. I didn't want to be the person that said that your hero, such and such, sexually harassed me for years and tried to sexually assault me. Tried. We're going to continue this conversation at some point soon. It's got to happen. So, but it's traumatic when you deal with that bullshit for years. Years of that bullshit. Years of pressure. Years of intimidation. Years of sideways comments and insults, and everybody else getting a raise, everybody else getting a vacation, everybody else getting to be a part of this new show or this new thing, but because you ain't playing ball, literally and figuratively. I hear you, KG. I'm signing off. I've done enough. I'm tiptoeing on the fucking edge. It's Dirty Diana and I'm leaning over. I'm gonna go, y'all, before I say too much. But, yeah, no, I'm not. Thank you, God, for not making me the kind of man that's gonna fuck his way to the middle. Thank you. Thank you for standing back and letting both of us see who I am and who you built. I'm gonna keep making shows and keep making films and make sure that people on my productions aren't sexually harassed and bullied and intimidated, and they don't have to deal with attempted sexual assault or inappropriate bullshit. I got you. Thank you for making me the way you made me. I'm gonna go, because I'm gonna say some shit. No, I just prayed. You know me. Let me call my brother, and I gotta call McGill and check in with KG.
Whoo, child. Okay, y'all, that was a lot. That was a lot. It was overwhelming. And it literally left me speechless. And like, who is he talking about? Because clearly he's talking about multiple people, right? And it seems like he's talking about at least 2 men and 1 woman. Now, considering I said that before I played his clips, that it was some key words that he mentioned that could potentially clear Tyler Perry of any allegations. However, considering the history between Christian Keys and Tyler Perry, we didn't realize and knew who Christian Keys was until Madea Goes to Jail, the play, right? And he did a couple of more plays, and he was also an extra in Diary of a Mad Black Woman movie. I don't know if y'all remember when Helen was at the restaurant and she was by herself and she was crying because she seen Christian Keys propose to his girlfriend over in the corner. That was Christian Keys. Now, let's pretty much go to the end of his live. He mentioned that he had that recording, that pen recording, for 18 years. 18 years from 2023 is 2005. If I'm not mistaken, that's when the Tyler Perry plays came out. So his longest running employment was with Tyler Perry. Now, let's go to the point where he says that he went to someone to pitch his idea regarding, all the Queen's men in books and so on and so forth. If you don't know and have not watched the show, Tyler is a executive producer of that show. He backed Christian Keys. So that's where I'm a little confused. Like, it's very much possible that he is talking about Tyler, but at the same time, if you're talking about Tyler, why would you want him to back your project? And then, I don't know, Maybe he had his reasons. Maybe he felt like he was over whatever happened and he just needed to get something done because maybe he was low on funds. I don't know the situation. And this is all allegedly. I'm just, you know what I'm saying, shooting ideas and shit off my head. But Tyler Perry is a part of the Queen's Men. So I'm like, well, damn, it can't be Tyler. So then I'm like, how many black executive producers for shows and film are there? How many? It's not that many. The only other person that I know is Lee Daniels, and he does bet for that team, if you know what I mean. So I don't know. It's just a lot to unpack. That's why I said that I really, really can't say, you know what I'm saying, who it could be. But considering his film history, he did work with Tyler Perry the most. Okay? So I think I can confidently say, as of right now, Tyler Perry is a person of interest. Now let's go to this woman, because he said that this particular woman who he was doing a TV show with, who was actually one of the highest paid actors on the show, one of the leading actresses or what have you on this show, when she grabbed his genitalia and talked about how much girth he had and everything like that. Soon as he said that, I said the only TV show that he been on besides the Queen's Men was Saints and Sinners. That had a nice little run. They had 6 seasons. Even though he was missing after the 2nd season, but then he eventually ended up coming back. So I don't know if that could have been because he had other filming engagements, or because he needed to take a break because of the situation that had with allegedly one of these women on the show. I don't know. So yeah, I immediately thought Saints and Sinners. And I'm like, the only 2 highest paid women on that show was Lady Bird and Ella. I don't know their real names, but I just know they character names are Saints and Sinners. So if y'all know Lady Bird and Ella, then y'all know who I'm talking about. And it's just like, wow. And he said, y'all don't play with him about Cheryl Pepsi Riley. Don't do that. That's his boo. Don't play with him about her. And I wouldn't have thought she was that type anyway. So I'm like, who is this guy? Like the guy who tried to coerce him to take $100,000 just to be naked, just for him to see. Like, I don't know. It's just, who could it be? Who could it really be? Because he really has not been in too many TV shows more than a 5-6 season series besides Saints and Sinners and all the Queen's Men. Okay, so it's between those 2 shows, because he didn't say the time frame of when that happened with the lady actors. He didn't say what time frame. So those 2 shows were, let's see, Saints and Sinners ended, I want to say 2020, maybe 2021. So that's fairly recent. And then now you have all the Queen's Men. So those 2 run neck and neck. So who could he possibly be talking about? I don't know. But this is a lot to unpack. And it's very, very sad. It's very, very unfortunate. And you can really hear it in his voice that he is really, really, in some type of distress. Although he claimed that he's good, he's made peace with it, he hasn't really made peace with it, because he has not been able to vocally say these people's names to bring them to the forefront so that they can be condemned on their actions. So until he fully does that, it's going to bother him. It's going to bother him. And I'm not sure why his brother is telling him not yet, not yet. Because if the statute of limitation has passed, what is there left to do? Now, the only thing that I know of that he has going on is All the Queen's Men, and he has his music out or what have you, and he might be having some books coming out too. I don't know, but nothing is popping right now more than All the Queen's Men. So outside of that, what do you have to wait for? Like, if you're really, really tired, you got to let it out, and deal with the consequences as they come, because there are going to be some consequences for him spilling the tea. Spilling the tea, spilling the liquor, spilling the water. There will be consequences for everything that he spills. So at this point, it's just getting it out there, because if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired of holding this stuff in, then you shouldn't care about what people may think and how people may feel, because you're going to always keep that in your thought process, and it's going to prolong you wanting to say something and speak up and call these people out. Now, I'm not trying to rush him to say any names or anything like that, because it's not my place. But you have to go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off the wound. You have to. I don't care, and I don't believe that if you are very strategic, that you're not going to get some type of backlash. Okay? It's going to come, especially from a man accusing another man. Now, for women, like in Cassie's situation, it was a woman and a man. But a man and a man situation like this, it's going to be a little bit more hard to, deal with. Because don't no man want to be called out for trying to seduce another man, especially if he's portraying a facade that he is straight or what have you, So I don't know. It's just a lot. Oh, and let me just say this. For everybody who told me something, why would you sit up here and tell people how you end up recording them? Because now they're going to start looking and checking for pins and all this other stuff for recording or what have you. There are so many different ways to have a recording disguised as an object, okay? So many ways. So unless you got a scanner to scan the body for any type of bugs or whatever the case may be, you won't have no clue. But he did what he felt was right at that time. And I thought it was a clever idea to have a pen instead of an actual recorder. Instead of having your phone. Like, it's sad that it had to come to this. It's sad that someone such as Christian Keys, someone that I really enjoy watching as an actor because he does an amazing work. His body of work is really amazing. And I just hate that it had to come out. And the fact that he is someone who does not start shit in the industry, and he is very quiet, he is very to himself, he is very professional from what I can see and have seen. I believe his story, just like I believe Cassie's story. I believe his story. It's just a matter of who these perpetrators are. Okay? And as far as for that woman, I feel like if and when he outs her out, she does deal with the same type of consequences that a man would do if he violated a female. Absolutely. Absolutely. When it comes to sexual assault, it's time out for the double standard and the hypocrisy. It's time out for that. Nobody should be violating nobody's person, nobody's body without consent, period. So I am going to be for sure waiting for a new update with this, because baby, now that a man has said something, but he's not the first one to say something, because he mentioned that Terry Crews had said something, but they pretty much just pushed that to the side as if, you know what I'm saying, it was what it was or whatever. They didn't even think too much of it. But now that Christian Keys is stepping up and saying something, oh, he about to have the industry in a little frenzy, because now everybody's going to be trying to figure out who the hell he talking about. 2023 has been the year of explosion. It has been the year of explosion, and people are going to get their just due for their suffering and their pain, and the people who caused them are going to deal with their consequences. This is sad. And it's unfortunate that he had to come to social media to talk about this. Now, I will agree with him when he said he's upset that he didn't say nothing sooner. But again, his lifestyle and what he had going on prevented him from doing so. So we are here now. He finally said something about it. And it is just a matter of time before he goes to the next step with this. Now, I don't know if he is going to go to the police to see what he can do, because like he said, the statute of limitation has passed. Now, is the statute of limitation passed for the first incident? Because you still got other people that violated you that you still can report, you know? So, I don't know, y'all. We gonna see. I'm definitely gonna keep my ear to the YouTube and the Instagrams and all that stuff to see if any type of updates. And I am happy to know that he does confide in his older brother to seek some type of guidance on this. And he did allow himself to open up to say something to his mother, you know, grandma, sister, or whatever the case may be, because he said he only told at least 5 people. So the fact that he did have enough courage to say something to them, I'm happy that he did that, because he did have some type of guidance to help him sort out the frustration that he has been building up over the years. A lot of people don't get that opportunity. A lot of people just keep it built up, and it really just makes them become a person that nobody wants to deal with. So I'm glad that he did have somebody to talk to about this. But Christian, it is time. I agree with you. It is time for you to take that Band-Aid off the wound. Like, you got the Band-Aid halfway off the wound now, because you know, came to social media with this. Now it's time to completely rip it off and start giving names. Of course, in your timing. And I am going to really, really be here to see who those people are. And this is why we need to stop idolizing these celebrities. People with money, people with status. Because they are just as human as we are, and they do fucked up shit just like the next person. They just have enough money to mask their shit so that they won't get caught. But what they fail to realize that God is an all-seeing God and he sees everything. You cannot get nothing past him. So what you think you doing behind closed doors because you got money, baby, God will expose you in all of your bull crap. Because God does things in his own time. So I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see who he's talking about. And I'm ready for them to get their punishment, whatever the case may be. Because it's time for us to stop doing this to each other. It's time for us to stop doing this to each other. Because all it does is cause a never-ending cycle of abuse mentally. And a lot of us have deep-rooted mental issues that we can't get past because of shit like this. No one should be living on this earth in fear of their life, in fear of being taken advantage of. We should be living on this earth happy and everybody getting along. I know that's not the reality, but damn, it was a good thought though. But I'm gonna end this right here. And this just needs to stop, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation, the allegations. Who do you think he's talking about? All these people. Who do you think he's talking about? Like I said, I feel like, Tyler Perry is somewhere up in there in that mix, And if Tyler Perry is one of the people, y'all, it's going to be a sad situation because he became a billionaire within the last few years. Like he wasn't, outright just a billionaire after he came on the scene with his plays and shit like that. He recently, couple of years ago, became billionaire status. Okay, so yeah, he's not out of the equation. Okay, I just don't understand how and why he's backing all the Queen's men if he is one of the people that Christian is talking about. But that's neither here or there. We're going to find out sooner or later. Yeah, y'all leave y'all comments down in the comment section. Let's talk about it. What you think, your thoughts. Who you think it is. Who you think it is. And yeah, I'm going to chat it up with you guys on the next episode. Bye.